What is going on, guys? It's Temptation and welcome back to another Battlefield 3 commentary. This gameplay in the background is going to be the M104, I believe, shotgun. Secondary doesn't really matter, I don't use it. But we are playing on Zeba Tower, and this is just straight up team deathmatch. One of my favorite modes in Battlefield 3 as of right now. So let's go ahead and get started. What I want to talk about today is cell phones, tablets, all these new devices that everybody seems to be using now, and if they're actually useful or they're just a distraction. Alright, so cell phones, kind of a new technology, been out for around 10 years now, and they have evolved so much. Pretty much everybody has a cell phone. My grandma has a cell phone, so if you don't have a cell phone, that's kind of sad that you don't, and my grandma does, but yeah, that's just kind of sad. But cell phones have been adopted really fast compared to most other technologies. I mean, like 10 years ago, I think my mom had a cell phone, and it was for work. She had an old Nokia, and I played Snake on it. That was the favorite thing to do in the car on the way home, you know, play some Snake on your mom's phone. But now they've gone from just being things to make phone calls on to things you do everything on with your life. You can search the web, you can upload videos, you can take videos, you can take your pictures, store your bank account information, deposit things into your bank account, all these different things that you can do on them. And I feel like people just take them for granted a lot of the time. My generation, specifically high school and middle school students, they want their technology to work, but they don't want to know how to work it. And I think that's something it kind of hit the nail right on the head with that. You know, people want what they're getting to work, and they want it to work flawlessly with no problems or anything. And if it doesn't work, they said, well, why did I pay for this if it doesn't work? Well, the thing is, not all products are perfect, and people don't understand that in this generation. They just think, oh, well, I bought it, so it'll work forever. That's kind of the flaw with people having with that. And I just went off on a really random note there. But okay. So, I mean, these phones right now, I've got an Android phone. The two main phones are Android, which is the operating system. Of course, you can get many different phones with Android, or the iPhone or iOS. Now, there's many, you know, good things and bad things about each platform and all that. I personally, I'm an Android guy. I like Android devices. I've got an Android tablet and a phone and all that stuff. And a lot of people, the majority of people, are Apple fanboys, and I say fanboys if it you know, makes you mad or whatever. Don't be mad, because I just say that simply because Apple, and my problem with Apple is they do not innovate enough. But people don't know they don't innovate because they say they do, and they give up all these specs that they say are so new and innovating, but really they're not, and people just believe them. It's kind of sad. And I really don't like Apple. If you haven't noticed, I don't like Apple at all, because they don't innovate. They don't do anything new. Occasionally they'll do something new, but it really is at the expense of the consumer. And so they're just going after the money, whereas I think Google is kind of taking the lead on this and adding all the new features to it. So, you know, I'm an Android guy, always will be. The thing I like about my phone is that it ties directly into my Gmail. So when I launch my phone or I get a new phone, I log into my Gmail, automatically installs all my apps, my contacts, my calendar, my Gmail, my YouTube, everything is there, which is awesome because I pretty much do everything on Google, on Gmail. Google Docs, which is now Google Drive. I can do all of that from here, print straight to my printer. Everything is there. It's just right at your fingertips, which is something that's really new. And people haven't been able to do that ever. They've had to go, You know, if they need to send something into their business, they have to go to the fax machine and scan a paper in and, you know, do all that. Well, now you just tap a button and it's done. So I think it's a relatively new thing for people, and it's hard for people to kind of grasp onto it about, you know, what it is and how it's possible and if it's a scam or not. You know, iPhones and Androids are similar. They can be classed in the same category or put in the same category, I guess. And it really comes down straight to your opinion on which one is better. A lot of people like the simplicity of an iPhone. And a lot of people like the customizability of an Android phone. And so it just depends on which you prefer and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But phones and tablets and things like that, like I said, are a really new thing, and they're starting to get adopted faster and faster all the time. Schools are now starting to use tablets and iPads for school books, for textbooks. Doctors even are starting to use tablets to see x-rays and pictures of the body and draw diagrams and things like that to help them with surgery. And it's just amazing how much stuff you can do with such a small device. And well, what's happening there? Computer's slowing down a little bit. Sorry about that. It's amazing what you can do with such a small device. Something that you couldn't do with a computer for NASA 10 years ago, you can do on a 4-inch phone that's, you know, 10 millimeters thin. So it's pretty crazy. But also, you know, it could be a bad thing because people are starting to rely on their phones more and more. You know, we're texting all the time. We're never having a lot of social contact because of the texting and the phone conversations and Facebook. And so these things kind of try to take over people's lives almost, to where you're almost constantly texting or on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. And these things kind of remove you from society, if you will. Just like anything, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So, you know, with cell phones, you get on Facebook, sure, check around, see everybody, you know, how they're doing. But then, you know, you get on it every day and you get on it more and more, and then it starts to just take over. And so you got to kind of keep an eye out from that. And when it starts to take over, you start to lose that sense of reality in life, I guess you could say. If you let texting or anything, you do that constantly, and you have really not a lot of real life contact, you're gonna be a little bit awkward socially down in the future, because you haven't had that contact for a while, and all you've had is cyber contact, if you will. And so it's kind of removes you from society, like I said earlier, and can make it difficult to get back into it if you ever want to, which I would assume you would, but you never know. Some people just want to be completely removed, which is okay, I guess, for certain people, but, you know, it's just kind of like a thing that's kind of sad with our generation is, and boom, look at that. People take so much advantage of everything around them, but they don't even realize what they're doing to themselves and to society at the same time, it seems. It's really crazy to think about how far all this technology has come in the past 10 years, and to think of what will come in the next 10 years. I can't even imagine what's going to happen. Having everything integrated just into your eyes and ears, and so you won't even need a device. Things like that. It's going to be, I mean, I can't even explain it. It's going to be crazy. But man, it's just really hard to think about that. So here's my tips for you guys. If you got a phone, you got a tablet, you got a computer, all this stuff, it's great. Use them to their full ability, know how to use them, know how to fix them. But don't use them to the point to where that's all you're relying on to get through life and your information and stuff. You still need to learn. You still need to go to school and read the books and all that kind of stuff. Just think of the technology as an aid rather than a replacement for all that stuff. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this short little commentary of the team deathmatch on, what is this, Zeba Tower? I believe so. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, so see you guys soon. This is Temptation. And please do leave a subscribe or like or comment or whatever you feel like below. See you guys.